over here!
Alright. Hello everyone! Rock McGinnis here, and Dean for Movie Review 30, this one being Mortal Kombat.
Obviously, because I just did the scorpion thing.
That's true.
And I have ice cream.
Yeah, and I got a Gatorade.
Anyway, I should just take this off.
Alright.
So this is pretty much a brand new Mortal Kombat film, a reboot. Right?
Mm-hmm.
While we'll probably be eating and drinking at the same time.
Yep.
And now you're wondering, is the movie any good?
It actually is.
Yeah, we actually enjoyed the movie, but it's not as badass as Godzilla vs. Kong.
Pretty much.
Because Brock told me that he wished there was a little more, like,
Yeah, there could have been more, but we'll get to that when we get there. Speaking of which...
Okay, again, spoilers.
Alright.
So the movie starts out in ancient Japan, I think.
Feudal Japan, 1619. They didn't reverse the imperialism until the 1800s. But aside from that, we meet Hanzo and his family. That being his wife, son, and infant daughter.
Yeah. So yeah, the movie starts out very promising, set in and like everything's going all smoothly, but then
the Lin Kuei come in and pretty much fuck everything up.
Yeah, his family get killed, and Hanzo Hasashi, he just kills all the ninja Lin Kuei, and then comes across his arch nemesis, Bihan.
Foreshadowing there. But aside from that, he dies fighting Bihan and is banished in another realm. And we find out that Raiden, the God of Thunder, takes his infant daughter who survived the ordeal and raises her in the... we'll get to that. But aside from that, eventually there's a prologue revealing that her daughter eventually passed down generations of the clan, leading to Cole. And his story is quite unique.
Yeah, I actually really like this new character, even though he's not he's not from the games, but his inclusion is actually interesting. Hey, at least he's better than Alice in the Resident Evil films by Paul W. Anderson.
Preach.
What?
No, preach. That's a compliment.
Oh, yeah. So yeah. So he's like having learned martial arts, but he's a little bad at it.
Well, yeah, he's basically rusty, and and also he's a father.
Yeah, that's sweet. And
it's better than usually cliched taking care of his sister or whatever.
So yeah, and so they're at like they're in the middle of the street having some I think some dessert. But then all of a sudden it starts snowing for some reason, and Bihan is after Cole, aka Sub-Zero.
Yep.
So it's
Bihan is Sub-Zero, just to clarify. But aside from that, they get pursued only for Jax to save them and tell them, and basically makes a sacrifice saying, "I'll hold them off. You guys you go find Sonya Blade."
Yeah, it's pronounced Sonya Blade. But anyway, Jax fights off Sub-Zero, and oh my god.
Yeah, let's just say the fight is really fucking brutal.
Yeah, his arms get
not only ripped off and frozen and ripped off, he's also knocked off a cliff and hangs his head on a piece of rubble.
Yeah, in reality he would have been...
Yeah, that is painful.
So anyway, Cole are back, and his family are back home. He tells them to stay around and goes and finds Sonya, and which he does. And so yeah, Sonya goes into detail of what the hell's going on. And
basically, the people who Mark has this. Cole has this birthmark. So does Jax. But there's a thing behind it saying it's basically saying, "Hey, asshole, you're chosen for Mortal Kombat."
Imagine if Indie Fan was chosen.
I think he'd be having a mental breakdown. he already suffered facing going to hell and facing one of the biggest names in the assassin business. And angry fanboys.
And so, and then Cole meets up with Kano, and oh boy, let's say Kano, he's
an asshole,
but a good asshole in a good way.
Well,
oh yeah,
in a different way, but we'll get to that later.
And he says the F word a lot. Well,
yeah, I think Silverwolf would basically consider Kano a fucking pig.
But then suddenly they get attacked by a lizard creature, which is Reptile.
Yeah, they basically win.
Yeah, it was cool, but they managed to kill Reptile, and Kano just rips his heart out, and he says, "Kano wins, you fucking beauty."
I wish he just crushed that fucking heart, but because that was awesome. But aside from that, anywho.
Anywho, they. And Kano said that he knows where Raiden Temple is, but he just thinks it's not all.
Yeah, basically, Sonya made a bullshit promise about him getting $3 million, and then they go to the Temple of Raiden, where they meet Liu Kang.
And I actually kind of like Liu Kang in this. And they make it, and there's a scene where Kano like steals an artifact, and Liu Kang's like, "Put it back. Put what back?" yeah. There's a couple like funny moments in the movie. Like it doesn't have to be dark and gritty all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there is that saying, make it dark and gritty as you want, but for God's sakes, put a joke in it.
Looking at you, Fan Force Dick.
Yeah. But aside from that, onward.
So they meet up with Raiden, and he's not really impressed that like one of them is not chosen, doesn't have the birth. Okay.
One of them, Kano, because he thinks he's an arrogant dickbag, and basically he thinks Cole is a disappointment.
And also later they meet up with Kung Lao.
And
I guess
fighting, who was it? Sub-Zero. After Sub-Zero fights Liu Kang.
Oh yes, Sub-Zero comes in to attack them, but Kung Lao managed to save the day, and then early on we met Shang Tsung, who is pretty much the villain of the movie.
Yeah.
But one thing, I still love the 1995 Shang Tsung a little more, because he has a little more charm when he says, "Your brother's soul is mine. You will be next."
Alright, let's continue.
So yeah, this one's good, but I still like the original one more. But anyway, so yeah, Raiden makes a big.
Yeah, and then after a monologue, the villains disappear, whereas our heroes basically train.
And Kano's being the lazy one.
Yeah, he gets taunted a lot until he snaps and has a laser beam.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And also Jax is alright, but barely because he's now got.
He has stubby robo arms.
What did that later? Hey, stop that!
Sorry.
Anywho, Kano's like walking around, and then one of the villain comes in and tells. And that one character is Cabal. He says, "You're just a pig, piece of shit."
Yeah, and basically convinces him to join the bad guys. He says yes, and he destroys the
force field.
Yeah, force field that Raiden sent earlier, and stabs the heroes in the back. Are you really this surprised, though?
Yeah, I kind of knew Kano would betray the heroes. And also Cole just went back to his family for.
Yeah, after Raiden is not happy.
So yeah, the heroes and the villains fight off in the Raiden's temple, while Cole is attacked by a four-armed creature named Goro. And I say, Goro looks pretty badass.
Yeah. And so basically, he finds his Kana, which is basically the I think the MK equivalent to Ki, but that's beside the point. Where he's sorry,
Gesundheit.
Sorry. Anywho, where he basically has this golden armor and tonfa, and I was really expecting him to be the next Scorpion, but we'll get to that later.
And when he managed to kill Goro, and his daughter's like, "That's a badass suit, Dad."
Yeah, and then he goes back to the portal just so...
And to fight off the rest of to help out a little bit. And
Kung Lao kills one of the bad guys, but he
yeah.
gets killed by Shang Tsung through the typical soul consumption style.
Yeah,
as
saying, your soul is mine. And Liu Kang loses his friend, or cousin?
Cousin, I don't know, but aside from that, they basically teleport to a white screen realm. Basically,
yeah, it looks like something out of the Matrix.
Yeah. Anywho,
and they form a plan to fight a few villains out at a time. And you said you knew where this was going,
somewhat.
And so yeah, and Jax, his robo arms get a little bigger.
Oh yeah, and after saving Sonya.
Yeah, so Jax goes after a hammer guy, and I'm sure he's from the games, but I don't know his name.
So if anyone in the comments below can tell us this, we'd appreciate it. But
and Cole and Liu Kang go fight off Cabal and Melina, and Sonya goes fight off Kano, obviously,
and kills him in a sense of irony, which we will not reveal there.
Yeah, the way she did it was wow, but anyway, and then the hammer guy gets smushed. His head gets smushed by Jax, and Cabal gets burned alive by Liu Kang's dragon fire thingy.
Yeah, and Melina is killed by Sonya after she gets her power after defeating Kano.
Yeah, and the way she just killed Melina, that was pretty cool.
Yep, and
now last one is Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and then so
yeah, Sub-Zero captures Cole's family, and Cole's go and save them on his own, and they have fight a little bit. It's almost like Cole's about to lose, but then
Scorpion comes in. Which one thing I have to say, I'm a little disappointed that Cole isn't Scorpion. It would have been one hell of a twist if he was Scorpion. That would have been batshit crazy.
Well, but they wanted the original Scorpion.
Anywho,
because and I would say the fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero is pretty awesome.
Yeah, so basically, Scorpion defeats Sub-Zero through his classic fatality move, and his family is saved. And Shang Tsung, rather than giving us a climactic fight, just basically says, "I'll be back," and leaves.
Well, and Raiden just tells him, "Go away."
Yeah, and so basically, and then there's going to be sequel bait for later, as Cole goes to Hollywood to find Johnny Cage. Good sequel bait there, and that's basically the film.
Yeah. Yeah, I also like that fake poster called Citizen Cage.
Yeah,
so I guess sort of reference of Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I thought this movie was good, but I think there could have been more.
Yeah, so yeah, I did enjoy this movie, but I also wish there was a little more Scorpion.
A little more Scorpion, and I wish there was a climactic fight between the heroes and Shang Tsung. That would have been awesome.
And also, the way Sub-Zero was killed, I feel that he'll be back as Noob Saibot, because this is the original Sub-Zero. The one that Scorpion despises the most.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we'll probably get another Sub-Zero, this time as a good guy.
Yeah, and probably, what's Sub-Zero's real name?
Bihan.
Bihan's brother.
Yeah, and also in the games, there's these cyborg robots, Cyrax and Sector. So what are things that you liked about the movie the most?
I liked the fight choreography. The visuals looked like it was straight from the game. So in a sense, yeah, this is a pretty good watch.
But would this be a little hard to recommend for hardcore fans?
All I can say is it depends on your opinion. So
it's kind of if you like to see this if you wish, right?
Yeah, make your own choice there.
Yeah, and also I really like the relationship between Sonya and Jax. They're almost like brother and sister, kind of.
More like a friend type of deal, or basically as fellow war veterans, if they have a mutual respect for each other.
Oh yeah, again, I kind of knew Kano was going to betray the team.
Yeah.
And also that one fatality that Kung Lao did to that succubus creature. That
was pretty cool.
because that was in the games in the Mortal Kombat reboot in 2010 or 11.
Yeah, and I do love the nods that they have for the game.
Yeah, and I was a little disappointed that Jax didn't say his famous catchphrase, "Gotcha."
So should we go into trailers?
Actually, sure.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot.
But we did have the Suicide Squad.
That we're definitely looking forward to. And then there was
Free Guy, which is a new trailer, and it looked.
Yeah, then there was a Wrath of a Man, which I'm sorry, but I'm not really interested in it.
But there's another Fast and. We have Fast and Furious again, and then. Oh my God! Stop showing us.
A Quiet Place Part 2. I mean, we're not saying the movie is bad or the sequel because that isn't out yet, but for God's sakes, pick another trailer.
Yeah, wait. We're kind of getting a little sick of seeing the same trailer over and over and over.
I mean, at least with Godzilla King of Monsters, their trailers varied as time went on and on. You're just using the same one.
Again, we're not saying it's going to be bad, but just showing us that trailer is kind of annoying.
Yeah, just be original, guys.
Why not just give us a trailer for another R-rated?
Or give us another version of A Quiet Place Part 2. Just give us another different trailer. Don't be lazy.
They probably don't care. But we're not trying to insult the movie theater people. They're just doing their job.
Yeah, we're not. This is nothing against the movie theater people. You people are fine.
Because. So I think that's all we gotta say at the moment. So
we're probably gonna leave this towards intermission. So
yeah. Again, we're in this on intermission, and so yeah. We hopefully if you give this movie a watch, if you wish.
Yep. So with that being said,
this is Dean
and Brock McGinnis of Flight Post Films signing off.
Goodbye.